as Donna has introduced me already. So my name is Frances Devine. I will supply you with my email towards the end, and please do feel free all the way through to ask as many questions as you'd like. We'll definitely find time at the end to answer. And indeed, if you wish to send me an email, I will gladly come in and answer your email questions as soon as possible. Okay, so here we go. So you're very welcome then to this webinar through Ulster University. We are the Department of Tourism, Hospitality and Events. And within our department, we have two postgraduate master's level programs. Number one, the Masters in International Tourism and Hospitality Management, and a second program, MSc in International Event Management. As you know, our industry sector, it is so resilient. Indeed, we have had to move out of COVID due to a little bit of disruption in recent years. But through that, we have a breadth of opportunity right now at the moment. We have some wonderful focus on our film tourism, right down to our Open Golf Championships. We have a young student who is going to come in and say hello to you later on called Alex. And Alex is working at the moment with one of our big event planners on working on the Ryder Cup in Spain at the moment. So there are some wonderful new opportunities within events, within hospitalities, new ways of doing business, whether it's through technology, whether it's adapting and taking on board the new concept of AI, indeed within some of our delivery at the moment. And of course, it's all about refocusing and looking at the sustainability and leveraging our events and hospitality sector and what it holds for the future, and always making those continuous improvements. And of course, we have a wonderful focus nationally in the UK and indeed in the Republic of Ireland on domestic tourism, which is wonderful at the moment. So between our homegrown filmmakers, you might be familiar with the Derry Girls, for example, our own Game of Thrones, which is based throughout Northern Ireland. And so there's a wonderful focus throughout Northern Ireland, indeed the greater UK, and indeed throughout the world on tourism and hospitality at the moment. There's just a few little facts and figures for you. So in 2019, our industry sector was worth 1.5 billion. Yes, indeed, tourists have travelled internationally in 2022, up 2/3, up 66%, even on 2019. So we're coming back. And indeed, that gap is even promising to close more in 2023. 1 in 10 jobs are globally within the tourism and hospitality industry. So there are no excuses whatsoever when it comes to finding employment at the end of your program with us. I can honestly say hand on heart that 100% of our students find a job at the end of it. And it is indeed one of the key drivers for our economic growth within developed and developing countries. So students have that wonderful experience that they can travel with our programs and they can find a job throughout the world wherever they might find themselves. So why study in the Department of Tourism, Hospitality and Events? At the moment, actually 2023, the university guide through The Guardian states that we are in the top 10. The good news is this week, throughout some of the main news literature, we're actually coming in now as first in hospitality, tourism and events. So we just have to tweak that a little now for 2023-24. So we're definitely in the top 5, if not in the top 2 at the moment. And of course, we're very proud of our awards for our award-winning students. So every year we have some students come forward, or we put them forward for the likes of different postgraduate awards. And we're one and only 6 universities that offer the restaurant realistic working environment where the customer comes in and the students have that first class hands-on experience working with the guest, and of course using our consumer sensory suite for tasting different foods and matching up foodstuffs with different liqueurs or different whiskies throughout Northern Ireland and indeed throughout the UK. So we have many different master classes throughout your year with us, and we introduce you to different concepts within food and drink. All of our courses are accredited by the Institute of Hospitality, so that aligns us to some of those professional bodies to keep us on our standards and our quality assurances. Our staff are accredited through the Higher Education Academy. Throughout our staff team, we have a wealth of research and industry experience. Our staff actually embed and bring their research back into the classroom to you. So for example, at the moment, we're working on looking at food poverty, for example. We also look at working with providers and partnerships and linking for different areas of sustainability, working with local cafes, local restaurants, just to see how sustainable they are and their approach to their operations and business. Personally myself, I look at the topic of cultural awareness, cultural diversity. So how that wealth of different nationalities with their cultural backgrounds, what we can learn from them and what they can learn from us. So there is a wealth of research that we bring back into the classroom to share that with you. And of course, throughout our industry sector, we have over 45 years of engagement with local industry providers. They come on board as guest speakers. They come in, they speak to our students continuously. Our students network with them. We have a lovely coaching mentoring system where we match up our students with industry. So there's a wealth of experience there that can be shared for different little projects throughout the whole of the year. And the good news is Alex, a current student that I have on the program, Alex is going to share some of those experiences just in a few moments. Now, I'm going to go through the key features of the programs. As you know, we have a September and a January intake. So at this stage for international students, the next entry is going to be January 2024. We are based on the Belfast campus. The programme for you will be full-time delivery, and we use the 3 semesters. So semester 1 will go from January through to May, where you'll do 3 modules worth 20 credits each. Then you will take the summer off, and then you will come back in September 2024, take 3 modules again from September to January 2025, and then you will do your dissertation from January 25 to the month of May in 2025, and then hopefully a graduation for you come the summer, June of 2025. Now, there is an option for you to take the advanced practice pathway, which is an option which is excellent for those students who may be coming to us with a non-cognate background. So for example, maybe you're coming into us with an engineering background, with a degree in law, with a degree in nursing. And if you wish to pick up some practice in industry, we offer a 12-week internship. So for some students seeking that extra support from industry and being able to put your theory into practice and vice versa, it's a lovely co-creation of ideas. And if you wish to take up that internship project as an option, it is worth 60 credits, but you do have to apply for that program. So it's with advanced practice for that program. Okay. No examinations is the good news. All of our modules are done through coursework elements, and there's generally 2 pieces of coursework per module. Now, just to outline the structure of the International Tourism and Hospitality Management Programme for you. So as I have alluded to, there are 6 taught modules. There are 2 core modules there, generic modules there if you'd like, Tourism and Hospitality Principles and Contemporary Issues in Hospitality and Tourism. So the Tourism and Hospitality Principles will introduce you to all of the concepts of, the economic, social, environment, sustainability, and how the industry sector is interrelated to hospitality, to tourism, and to events, and indeed to the travel sector. The contemporary issues in tourism and hospitality will give you more of an insight into all of those different niche markets. I talked about golf tourism there a little bit. I talked about film tourism industry. It could be shopping tourism, fishing tourism, and being able then to link into all of those providers and stakeholders. So that's what that module is about. And then, of course, you have managing and leading people, perhaps speaks for itself. So you'll do a little bit on, recruitment, selection, looking at talent management, the softer sector of the industry, how to take care of people, how to engage them, how to motivate them. So it's a lovely little touchy-feely module there, just on taking good care of the quality of people that we have. Strategic marketing there obviously introduces you to all of the new marketing concepts. And then you look at business sustainability and innovation there for a module. Again, there's a wonderful case study within that module, and it introduces you to the concept of being creative, being innovative in your ideas. What can you approach today to make improvements throughout our industry sector for the leverage and for the wealth of the knowledge, and how we can bring our industry sector forward in the future? And then, of course, the research methods module there introduces you to all of the different concepts of the design of research. You will ultimately take on that dissertation project, which is worth 60 credits. We will help you to come up with a lovely idea for about 12,000 words. And hopefully it will help you just to generate some ideas, and will help you to understand the concept of qualitative over quantitative styles of research. So what can you expect then in terms of employment and career opportunities? So, of course, we do have a young lady at the moment who graduated about 3 years ago now, and she actually leads up the events management sector at Buckingham Palace in London. So she is in contact quite often, and she just loves that experience. So she actually did the tourism hospitality program with us, and then went on then to graduate. And of course, through some of her experiences, it was the networking that she made at that time through different opportunities, and then she was approached to lead up the events management team over in London at Buckingham Palace. We have some students that work through Whitbread, leading up their marketing departments there. We have a young lady in Canada leading up the Tourism Ireland branch out there. So it's all about that international market and bringing the Canadian and the American tourists to us here on the island of Ireland. And through expedia.co.uk, we have some students working within their technology department there, looking at different software packages. And so there's a wealth of opportunity for our students within the program. And of course, within all of our hospitality hotels, there's some wonderful opportunities there now between our business and conferencing market. So there is some fantastic opportunities there now to lead up some of those specific industry type sectors and interests going forward. If you're interested in the International Event Management Programme, the two specific modules here are Event Management and Critical Event Studies. And then you will notice that you participate in the 4 core modules there that you've seen in the previous programme. So the 2 specific generic modules here are Event Management. And Event Management for this module in semester 1, when you come in January, you will design, plan, execute and evaluate an event from start to finish. Now, it may be one that you might like to design yourself, or indeed you could be asked to share your own experiences from attending a recent event. The critical event studies then is slightly different. It goes a little bit beyond management and executing an event from start to finish. For this one, you need to look at all of the different stakeholders and providers, how you can link as an event organizer with the policing, with different harbour masters, perhaps in Belfast, if you were organising the tall ships event to come into Belfast, all of the different emergency teams that might be involved in that. So you'll be working with and looking just how you can link in partnership with all of those different providers that is required for an event to happen. And then, of course, I've talked about those other 4 modules then already for you. Now, career opportunities within the event sector. So, of course, we have some students at the moment, and they have been working with the teams that set up Glastonbury festivals, for example, Oxygen festivals. I've talked about our tall ships there coming into Belfast, Northern Ireland. So, working with all of those providers and sitting at the roundtable discussions with those shareholders and planning that event, which is a great experience. We had the commencement of the Giro d'Italia in Belfast a few years ago, and we've had a lot of our students involved on that event. Culture Day and Night. Yeah, we do have some students that have gone freelance. So they offer their expertise now to event organisers that wish to come into Northern Ireland, and our students working freelance would go out and look at different locations, different feasibility studies, looking at risk assessment. So there's a wonderful background to the planning of events, and our students get very much interested and engrossed in that type of area and the background, if you'd like, for the planning of an event. And then, of course, we've got our Open Golf Championships in Northern Ireland alone. We might actually begin a nice new master's programme on golf management itself, because it is such a winning niche market at the moment, and it is continuously on the increase. Now, what have our students said about us in the past? So just a few little testimonials there just to share with you. Jessica, just a couple of years ago, this young lady is the lady that works for Tourism Ireland, so in our New York office, and she has gained so much practice from the programme, and she's able to put it into her practice every day. Louisa was a young student, and she actually won that convocation award with us as a student. So she was able to combine her studies, and she looked at peace building exercises, and she was able to bring some of her experiences from her home in Colombia, and she used a crowd funding approach, and she brought 2 students with her back to Colombia to set up a peace building project exercise, opening a new cafe in her hometown to bring more peace there, and taking experiences and lessons from Northern Ireland. And Caitlin says she would highly recommend the course to anyone, and she works as a manager now with Whitbread UK, one of the biggest hospitality establishments. Now, Alex, if you are there in the background, Alex is a current student. He is undertaking his final steps in his dissertation. And Alex, what I would love you to do is just to share for a few moments your experiences of even working with an event organizer, Alex, if you would like, and just share some of those experiences with us, where you started from, where you are now, and what your future holds for you. Okay, Alex, over to you.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. For me, the mind opening for me really. I'm from an event background, but entirely different. I'm basically from India, so the events I saw mostly concerts, as well as for us marriages are like huge festivals. So those are the events which I have done my entire life. And when I came here for my higher studies, the different kind of topics like event planning, marketing, sustainability, as well as risk management, and they were all different scales. And on other way, when we look at for my course, there were like these guest lecturers who comes to our classes, which has a huge amount of knowledge in the industry, as well as the colleagues, as well as my classmates, who are, some of them are really legends in the industry. There were my managers, there were even organizers. There were people who are from different industries, like there were some of them who used to be editor for newspapers, but still they have connection with the industry, and they were really great in it. And the main challenges which I have faced is been adapting with the culture change as well as the educational change. I come from a background with a textbook learning back in India, but here it's mostly research, findings, analysis of different kind of data. Especially for me, the past 3 months, I was trying to submit my dissertation. Today is the submission date, actually. So I have been going through different kind of journals, different kind of books, and processing them, reading them more and more knowledge. It's it's a different learning pattern for me, and I think it's going to be a really helpful skill set for you guys. And developing a strong network. We have a huge network here, like as well as I told how my classmates are, how my guest lecturers are. You'll get a huge kind of network over there. And I think LinkedIn plays a huge thing in the industry right now, um, uh, and we are also experiencing the change. uh, and my learning experience every changes has an opportunity to grow and innovative in an innovative way. And really great for everyone to have a innovative pattern and have an opportunity to grow in their life. And my advice will be embrace the network opportunities, the same, the members with the classmates as well as the guest lecturers, as well as our lecturers. They are all very much experienced, and they are all well deserved, and they give us a new place to know of knowledge, as well as a new way of learning. And be adaptive and open to new ideas, and don't fear challenges. They lead to a growth. Thank you so much, guys.
Alex, thank you. Alex, that was a lovely overview, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. But even just picking up on some of Alex's recommendations there for newcomers, you know, we invite you to come, and we welcome you so warmly to Ulster University in the city of Belfast. Please do plan ahead for your visa, for your travel documentation. And of course, if you wish to seek any advice, please do send us an email in good time. Please adhere to all the advice on accommodation, and just make your plans in advance for coming to us. And of course, we will certainly help you to adapt and to settle into the culture in Northern Ireland. And to me, we're a friendly bunch, okay? And we're always here to help you, so that is wonderful. The other good news item about our Belfast campus at the moment is that we have a lovely, beautiful new building, and it has been opened to students since September 2021. So a great future lies ahead in the scope of that new building. And indeed, even at the moment, Ulster University is the #1 university in Northern Ireland. So we're very, very pleased of that accolade at the moment. So just a little recap, please do plan ahead in good time. Do own or at least have a laptop. Be able to get one when you come here. Bring it to all of the classes. The classes are all face-to-face. There is no online learning. So we are back in face-to-face mode, and we love to see the students face-to-face. Personally, I love to read the expressions on your face when I'm delivering and teaching. And hopefully if I see you with a frown, or perhaps not just picking up on the understanding, we can stop and we can take it slower, and we can help you with everything that you need in advance for the assessments for the modules. So again, a big warm welcome to Belfast, to Northern Ireland, to Ulster University. And if you have any questions, my email is F for Francis, G for Geraldine, .devine@ulster.ac.uk. Okay, thank you. And I will come back to Donna for a few questions.